Hey math kids, today we're going to talk about how to take a two-way frequency table and just pull some information out of it. So I've come up with some questions that are similar to the ones on your homework. Keep in mind that this data is different than the data that's on your homework, even though pieces of it may look similar. So make sure when you're doing your homework that you use your data, not the data in this video. So the first thing asks us to look at this data. So if we look at the data, it asks basically what is your gender, and so we have male, female, and then we have kind of an other category for non-binary, agender, gender fluid, etc. And I gave this out to one of my classes, and this is the data that I got back. The other question that was asked was, do you think Minecraft is super radical? Some said no, some said yes, some were indifferent. Then we have the totals of each column, totals of each row, and then this is the total number of students that were asked, 26. Okay, part A says, what proportion of the students in our sample are non-binary / agender / gender fluid / other? So to do that, the total is just going to be in this blue box on that row, and so the answer to this one is just going to be 6. Part B, what proportion of students in our sample think that Minecraft is super radical? So that's going to be yes in this yes column, and we can see that there's 18. Now, both of these are asking for a proportion, and so we would also want to divide these by the total. So the answers are going to be 6 out of 26, 18 out of 26. Okay, part C. What proportion of the female students think that Minecraft is super radical? Okay, so we only care about the female students right now. So we have a total of 9 female students. And we want to know what proportion think that basically said yes to the question. So out of the females, there are 7 that said yes. So there are 7 out of 9 females. So that goes to that one. All right, it says what proportion of the male students think that Minecraft is super radical? So once again, we look at total males. So there are 11 males. And the ones that said yes, there were 8 males that said yes. So that's 8 out of 11. Okay, now we're on E. What proportion of students in our sample that think that Minecraft is super radical are females? So now we're looking at the yes column, which had a total of 18. And we want to know how many of those were female. And so there were 7 of those. So that one goes here. All right. Now interpret the following joint relative frequency in the context of the problem. So it says 8 out of 26. So we find the 8 anywhere on the table. We find the 26 anywhere on the table. And so basically what we can say, this 8 represents males that said yes. And then, so basically we could say something like, there were 8 males who said yes out of a total of 26 students. Oops. So once again, 8 out of 26. The only 8 on the table is right here, and that corresponds to 8 males who said yes out of 26 students. Okay. Now, interpret the following joint relative frequency in the context of the problem. So it's 2 out of 26. The only 2, we have 2 different places. So we could say there were, I'm just going to modify this statement. So if we go with this 2 right here, then what that's saying is I'm just going to say non-binary to make it a little bit easier to talk about, but There were two non-binary people who said no to Minecraft out of the total of 26. Okay, so we're going to say there were two NBs, non-binary people, who said no out of a total of 26 students. Okay, similarly, we could have chosen this two, and we could have said there were two males who said they were indifferent out of a total of 26 students. Okay, this next one. Interpret the following marginal relative frequency in the context of this problem. So 18 out of 26. Once again, we're going to find an 18. And since it's marginal, it's going to be on the outer skirts. So it's going to be in one of these blue boxes. The joint ones will be in the green boxes. So the marginal relative frequency in the context of the problem, so 18 out of 26. And so the 18's right here. 18 corresponds to how many said yes out of a total of 26. So we're just going to say there were 18 students. Whoops. Students out. I'm having a hard time for some reason. Out of 26 students who like Minecraft. Okay, so that's where we got that. Okay, same question, but 9 out of 26. So we're looking in the blue, and we see this 9 right here. And so there are 9 females out of 26 total students. 9 females out of 26 total students. Okay. Now it says interpret the following conditional relative frequency in the context of this problem. So 8 out of 11. So what we're doing on this is the top of the fraction is going to be one of the green sections, and the bottom is going to be one of the blue because it's conditional. So this is saying there are 8 males who said yes to liking Minecraft. So 8 males who like Minecraft. Okay, that's where that goes. And then 7 out of 18, same thing. 7 needs to be in the green. 18 needs to be somewhere in the blue. And so there were 7 females. Well, let's see. So I guess I need to go back to this other one. So there's 8 males who liked Minecraft out of 11 males. Okay. All right. I need to get some room. Okay. Let's go right here. Okay. Now for this one, 7 out of 18. So we have 7 out of 18. Out of the 18 students who like Minecraft, 7 were female. Okay? And then this last one says, from your relative frequency table, make a minimum of 3 conclusions, 1 joint, 1 marginal, 1 conditional. So you just need to do it for things that you aren't asked. So if we want to make a joint, we're going to pick one of these numbers in the green and compare it to the 26. So for example, if I pick this 1, then I'm going to say that there was one indifferent female student out of the total 26 students. Okay, and specifically that's going to be my joint conclusion. Okay. Now, if I do a marginal, I'll just say marg. So if I do a marginal frequency, then I'm going to just compare one of the blues to the 26. And so let's say I choose this 6. That means that there are 6 non-binary students out of a total of 26 students. Okay, and I just need a little bit of room to finish this. The last one is the conditional probability. And so the conditional probability is where I pick a green number and compare it to a blue number. And so, for example, if I choose 7 and 9, which I don't think we already did. Yeah, we didn't. So it's 7/9, which means that there are 7 females who like Minecraft out of 9 total females. Or I could have just said 7 out of 9 females liked Minecraft. I probably should have said it that way. All right. If you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculator.